All right, and while we wait for what he means by this paradigm shift, Dr. De Castro, do you agree with the stance of PBBM when it comes to, quote unquote, kicking out Chinese ambassador to the Philippines, Wang Xilian? Of course, he said, obviously, he's a Chinese ambassador. He's going to toe the line, the party line. Do you agree with that? Because some senators
totally
seem
agree
to
with
take,
him.
yeah.
Yeah, we should not penalize the ambassador because he's doing his job. First of all, his job is not, that's part of the job of any diplomat, of a resident ambassador. Try to manage the relation. That's secondary. But the primary task of any resident ambassador is to advance their country's interests. China's interest, in fact, China's core interest is to take control of 85% or 90% of the South China Sea. So you have to support whatever the Chinese Coast Guard is doing, whatever the People's Liberation Army's Navy is doing, whatever the maritime militia is doing, whatever the party decides on when it comes to effecting Chinese expressive claims in the South China Sea, the task of the Chinese ambassador is to advance that interest. So we cannot fault him for doing his job. So he's correct. If he needs to replace another ambassador, would simply assume that task. So if I'll be asked, if we really want to show our indignation to China, I have two recommendations, general recommendations. Number one, why not withdraw the Philippine ambassador from Beijing? Downgrade our diplomatic relations with China. And the other one, which I think would really provoke the Chinese embassy here, is let's review our highly legalistic and rigid one China policy.
If we were to downgrade our diplomatic relationship with China, wouldn't that inflame tensions even further?
Well, it's the same case if you declare the Chinese ambassador persona non grata.
All right.
But in this case, we take the initiative by not declaring the Chinese ambassador persona non grata. This will force the Chinese embassy here to also downgrade their presence without, declaring any of our diplomats persona non grata.